Greetings, Science of Mind reflectors. Martha Creek here, marthacreek.com to contact me. I'm referencing the Science of Mind, the definitive edition. This is day 6, A Philosophy of Faith and a Way of Life. And I dedicate this day to some of my early teachers also, which was the Reverend Jim Lockhart. And understand he's going to be, it's rumor, but potentially one of the speakers at the conference this year at the Unity Convention. So after decades now, we may be reconnected in that way. The reading today is from page 28, the chapter on the thing itself, and referencing there are not two minds, only two names. That in this context refers to objective, and subjective. So I'm not here to attempt to explain anything because I don't understand this to explain this. So I'm coming from a place that I'm able to relate to this in a way that the subjective mind in us is the servant of the spirit, and this subjective mind and its mode of action is working out itself. So I have some responsibility then to be careful about what I plant in the unconscious subjective mind. For what I plant and tend to and water and feed is certainly growing, demonstrating, and outpicturing. So this is enough for me to work with. So maybe you. We think of the conscious state of mind, the conscious state as our conscious use of the mind. And the irony of it for me has been these years of how little conscious use of the mind I have and work for, instead of letting this unconscious, the more subjective state of the mind run the show without ever looking to see what is in my unconscious, what's at play, and not play like yeehaw, let's have a big time play, but what's in play to outpicture in my unconscious mind. That part of the mind that is the creative force here that's putting things in motion that I'm not all that aligned with, liking, or prefer. And instead of interrupting that patterning and saying, whoa, wait a minute, let me get back into the cause of this and to see what have I not seen, what have I not looked at, what have I not healed, resolved, what have I not weed I've not pulled, something I don't want growing, and I don't want to keep running my show. So what would it mean for you as you think about that? Like something that may be continuing to go on in your life that could be a patterned response to something, an instinctual knee-jerk response to that, something that you saw your family do or observed their attitudes and opinions about something that's been handed down generation to generation to some of us, that we've not paused to look to see, what do I actually believe? And I have some hope as I read this again. I'm so alive in this teaching, just in these last few days of rereading this and re-embodying this and realigning with this. So what I picked from this particular part of the book is this statement: I will never encompass God. We will never encompass God. And yet I shall always be in God. And yet I shall always be in God. And yet I shall always be of God. You shall always be in God, and you shall always be of God. And yet we will never encompass God. What a relief that I don't have to effort at this or pretend I have, and to accept that beyond, in that it is so big, within, in that wherever we grasp at it, wherever I grasp at the it, I am it to the extent that I grasp it. So, living the thing itself, aware of the it, acknowledging and admitting I cannot encompass this, I am not to encompass this, and whether I ever encompass it or not, it is still, I am still in it, of it, from it, as it. And that, my friends, is my little primary interpretation of what the science of mind means to me, the thing itself. I am that I am. See what you believe. MarthaCreek.com to contact me. I'll see you tomorrow.